Hello and welcome back to Jess Makes Stuff. Today we are making over the sleeves on this jumper to make it a little bit more wearable. So this purple and pink jumper is something that I made last year, I guess, in the spring. And it was just something where the colors really hit the mark on feeling like springtime. And I have enjoyed wearing it because of course it's a great springtime color, but I realized the other day when I went to put it on that there are some things about it that I don't particularly like and that I would really like to change if I can. So today we are going to be changing the biggest issue that I have with this jumper, which is this cuff. Now, the kind of balloon sleeves with the tight cuffs has been very popular for the last couple of years, like generally in fashion and also in knitwear design. And it's great. It has a really cute silhouette, but I find that I just don't enjoy wearing it that much. I don't like the fact that it does balloon out so much and then come in really tight on at the cuff. And it's not a problem for all jumpers, but I am generally finding that the two jumpers that I have that have this particular type of sleeve, I'm not as keen on wearing them all the time. So we are going to take out this cuff today, and we are instead going to turn this into a totally straight sleeve. So what that's going to mean is finding the end where I wove it in and pulling it out, unraveling this whole thing, and then using the yarn that did make up these cuffs to make some kind of alternative cuff and bind off. So there are a couple of things that I need to be thinking about as I do this. And the first one is that it's not a lot of yarn that gets used to make this kind of cuff because it's so narrow relative to the width of the sleeve. I'm going to need to do something that doesn't take up a lot of yarn. I don't have enough to do an alternative ribbed cuff with any decent depth. So one of the other design features on this particular jumper is rows of garter stitch where the colors change. And I did think that's probably the best thing to do to end the cuff. If I just do like, I guess however many rows of garter stitch that I have yarn for, that's probably my best option for refinishing these cuffs in a way that looks intentional. So without further ado, let's get to it. The first thing I need to do is to find where I weaved in my end when I finished off this cuff. Once I find that, I should be able to just pull all of this off and wind it onto a ball. So that's what I'm going to try to do now. Oh, thankfully, I weaved in and left a little bit hanging on this side. So that's at least something. I completely forgot until just now that this is the jumper that I tried out doing a sewn bind off for the very first time. And I mean, it looks fine, I guess, but I saw it does make unraveling it a lot harder because I have to like individually pull out every single pass of the needle that I made when I was doing this bind off. So it's not quite as time consuming as doing the bind off in the first place, but oh my goodness, this is taking longer than I expected. This was supposed to be a super quick job. I have somewhere to go today. I'm taking the kids out and a friend, and like I was hoping to have this done really quickly. So this is not what I was hoping for when I started this morning. On the plus side, this yarn is quite sticky, like grippy. It grips to itself really well. So it does mean that even though I'm having to unravel all of this, and this is kind of a pain. The yarn doesn't all just slip out the minute that I take out the bind off. It kind of grips to itself a little better than some other, like better than a superwash yarn would, or a silk yarn or something like that. So it is pretty easy to unravel and then pick up where you left off, because the yarn does grip to itself reasonably well. This is a wool alpaca blend, and it's not a superwash wool. So, I mean, it's already felting at the underarms, and I haven't worn it that much. So, you know, pros and cons for using a non-superwash wool, but definitely easier when you're unraveling if it has a little bit of grip so that it doesn't just completely fall apart. It's really easy to tell where I should stop tearing back on this because it's the row with the decreases. I get rid of the row where the decreases happened, and then I put the needle back in, and that way it's really easy to tell exactly where I'm starting up again. So I am almost ready to stick the needle back in and start knitting. I'm actually going to take out the row before that as well, just so that I don't have to deal with any weird warped kind of stitches. Now time for the other one. Okay, so here's the tip of the day. Don't do sewn bind off if you think you might ever want to change something, because that is an absolute pain to tear out. It's done. That took me about an hour and a half, and I have successfully turned these into nice straight sleeves. I think I like this a lot better. Yeah, I didn't realize how much the tight cuffs on these irritated me until one day I actually went to put this on and then remembered about the tight cuffs, and I just could not bring myself to put it on for the day. So hopefully this will make a big difference. I like the way it looks. So if you want to have a go at swapping out some cuffs on some sleeves, I would say definitely go ahead and try it. It doesn't take very long to do it. And whether you're going from a more straight sleeve to a more fitted one, or going from a fitted cuff to a more straight one, it can make a really big difference to the way that you feel in your jumpers. And it's way better for the environment than buying a whole new jumper. This is a great sustainable way to kind of make over a piece of knitwear. So I would definitely recommend this. I'm super happy with how mine turned out, and I've got to go, so see ya.